Very well, welcome to Clan Live Fan TV. My name is Callie York. I'm joined by two special guests tonight. It's Craig and Lewis. How are you guys doing? All right?
How's it going, mate? All good, all good.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's just past 7 o'clock on Monday when we're recording this. So we've just had a clan signing there of Harry Ferguson joining the clan. We'll talk a wee bit about the roster in a wee while. But what I'd like to start off with, guys, you two guys were with myself down at the trip to Cardiff. And then obviously the clan went out in the quarter-finals, just to Cardiff Devils. I just want to maybe look back at last season, really get some of your views on last season, what you felt, how we performed over the season, what your thoughts were. So maybe start with yourself, Craig. What was your thoughts on last season in terms of your expectations?
Well, considering we started late in recruitment and also started late in the actual season itself, I felt that the team overall finished quite well. There was a bit of a lack of consistency towards the start of the league, but we definitely picked up, and I feel we were extremely unlucky not to actually get anywhere from the playoff quarter-final games. It just wasn't to be, unfortunately, but incredibly unlucky.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think I said after it that you couldn't really have asked any more from the guys. There's times in quarter-finals we've gone out, Lewis, before, and you feel we just didn't do ourselves justice, but I thought we did. We did the best we could, and we didn't get the breaks. What was your thoughts on it?
Absolutely. I mean, as Craig said, we had all the obstacles at the beginning to deal with, with regards to starting late, the recruitment, that sort of thing. But as usual with the clan, it's important just to be optimistic and look to the next season. You know what I mean? And I think this season we don't have any excuses not to perform.
Yeah, I mean, I think aspirations change, don't they, throughout the season? So I think, obviously, I was involved in the petition to try and get the arena into Clan's hands, which obviously was successful in the end in terms of the Clan getting control of the arena. And I think at that time, you're probably thinking as a fan, we just want to play, we don't want to go out of business. And then as the season goes on, your aspirations grow and you want to do more and do better. But like you guys said, I think we performed pretty good. Above average, I would say, from what I expected for that. So now moving on to probably areas you felt. So last season, say, was probably above average, my view. But what areas did you feel, Lewis, we needed to improve on, for this season?
Well, a lot of it came down to, like I said, recruiting late. I think so far, the decisions Malcolm Cameron's made towards who he's brought in has been a lot more kind of structured and well thought out. I mean, he's had the chance to look at the league from last season. I mean, he's had the chance to see how other teams in the league play, how they recruit, and he's kind of built it around that by bringing in a lot of guys who have been in the league previously, a lot of guys who have played for the clan previously, and yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts, Craig? What did you feel last season we lacked, and what are you looking for in terms of improvements this season?
Biggest thing for me was a lack of consistency. Like, 1 week we could be absolutely phenomenal, and then the next week we're hanging started out to dry. Yeah. Hands down, best player on the ice for me last season was Starrett. If it wasn't for him, then I don't think we'd have finished as well as we did. So he was extremely consistent, but it just felt like some games where the team was right there for it. And then the next week you're like, is this the same team we're watching, sort of thing, So just a bit more consistency would be ideal, and we can definitely. There's no reason why that we didn't deserve to make playoffs last year, So it's definitely something that I think if we've got a bit more consistency, then there's no reason why we shouldn't be there next year.
Yeah, I agree. Now, moving on to recruitment today, we made now 15 signings with Harry Ferguson coming in tonight, and all of that, 11 have the IHL experience. Some are returning to the clan from last season. So you've got 6 returnees: Mitch Jones, Colton Waltz, Liam Stenton, Matthew Watt, Jordan Bueza, and now Harry Ferguson. So there are 6 that have came back from last season. And as I say, some guys like Sean Boutan have had experience in the league before. Do you think that's important, Craig, to have guys coming back that know the league?
Definitely. We need to have players that know how the league works and what the travel schedule is as well, because you've done a travel yourself, Callie. It's a long day, and you want to obviously have the guys kind of used to that. And being a hockey player, they will be used to sort of schedules and that sort of thing. But it's definitely important for them to know the sort of league we're in and what sort of competition you're looking at, because obviously going up against like Belfast, Cardiff, those are like obviously a top tier teams, so they'd be expecting to go in expecting a bigger battle than you would from the likes of say Fife, but it's quite clear that Cameron's went in quite early for the signings. He's been recruiting quite early. I know he said in one of his interviews he started talking to people in January, and it's quite obvious that's the case with the calibre of signings we're getting. We've got Dixon for one, is one of the top tier ones for me, definitely.
And what players do you feel, Lewis, that that have experience in this league? We've obviously got likes of Wad Dixon. Do you feel these kind of guys will make a difference to the team?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, guys like signings like Dixon and Dunbar, bringing them in can't be overstated. I think those are brilliant signings. And bring guys back in like Wah, Mitch Jones, Colton Wilkes, guys that want to actually be at the club and play under Malcolm Cameron as well. That can't be overstated either. Mostly happy with the signings. I'm worried at the point that, as of recording anyway, that we've not signed a guy who can kind of throw his weight around, who can fight a wee bit. You know what I mean? We've had guys in the past, like recently is Jake Doty, Tyler Shattock, Cody Saul last season, Dyson Stevenson. Those kind of guys, the big power forwards that can throw their weight around, throw punches when required. And it's a risk as well. I love having Driscoll on a team. The guy's energy on Twitter has been absolutely fantastic. Towards joining the club. I'm worried with him being a rookie, but I've seen rookie goalies perform well in the league, so I trust Malcolm Cameron's recruitment on that one.
Yeah, so if there was any other guys to come back, Lewis, from last season we've not seen, you mentioned Dyson Stevenson there. Is there any other guys you would still like to see returning? We've got 6 so far. Is there any other guys you would like to see, as I say, come back in?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Dyson Stevenson, I think in terms of what you want from a captain, what you want from a player, he was everything, to be honest. I'd love to see Nolan Laporte back as well. Just he's a guy that wanted to be at the club. You can visibly see how annoyed, upset he was that we didn't make the playoffs. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and players like that are hard to come by.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Craig? Is Shane Starrett going to come back, do you think?
I'm not sure, because at first I was thinking it was leading towards that way, especially with the whole jersey shirt at the back. So it was 2 for 2 and then going for the third one. I mean, I'm pretty sure I speak for the vast majority of Clan base and also Clangus that we want Starrett back, because Clangus will miss his best pal in this.
There was a question that came out in regarding import goalies. Question came in from Clanman Al at Clanman Al. And what it was, are we going to import goalies this season? What Brits are left to sign? Very positive about the signing so far. So, Lewis, do you think we'll go down the route of the 2 import goalies? Obviously, Zach Driscoll come in, looks like an incredible talent. Do you think there'll be another import goalie coming in, or would you like to see that?
I mean, I hope so. Just anyway, nothing against Driscoll as a goalie, because I've not seen anything of him yet. I've not reason to doubt him. But just in terms of his experience coming in as a rookie, it would be good to have someone more experienced to kind of bring him on in the league, especially. Whether that is an import or an experienced Brit, who knows, preferably an import, and then maybe have a Brit on the bench in game days. But 2 import goalies is something I would definitely want to see. It's what we were missing last season, I feel, with Starrett not getting enough of a break.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that, Craig, with the so-called bigger teams, your Sheffield, your Cardiff, who have had to import goalies, and that's been a sort of structure they've gone down. Is that something that, say, you would like to see?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, looking at last season, I wouldn't say anything against Jordan McLaughlin, because that boy is phenomenal in the pipes as well, but I feel that going on what Lewis is saying as well about the rookie side of it. I mean, I've done a bit of research into Driscoll, and I've seen a couple of videos, and the save behind the back was something else entirely, so and I do have a lot of faith in the boy, but I think it would be good to have another like import as another goalie as well, because it definitely works, especially when it gets further down the season and they're picking up the knocks and the injuries and stuff like that. And as much as you want to be able to rely on your backup goalies, you want to make sure you've got a top performing backup goalie as well.
Yeah, I mean, so that's 15 players signed now onto the Clan roster. We've got Zach Driscoll, Mitch Jones, Gigerly, Colton Waltz, Liam Stenton, Sean Broughton, Matthew Wah, Stephen McParland, John Dunbar, Stephen Dixon, Gary Hayden, Craig Peacock, Jordan Cowney, John Wessa, and Harry Ferguson. So looking pretty strong so far in terms of that. We've talked about who we'd maybe like to see coming back to the roster. Shane Starrett was mentioned there as one of them, but again, we just need to wait and see if that's going to be the case or not. So overall, are you happy, Lewis, with the signings? We've got, say, 15. Are you happy so far?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, bringing guys in like Dixon and Dunbar is fantastic. You know what I mean? Guys that can pick a pass out of absolutely anywhere. And having guys who can finish it like McParland, I think he'll be a fantastic player. And even D-men like Tote, I think he'll be phenomenal, to be honest. I'm really excited to see him.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I mean, even guys like Gary Hayden are coming in. So younger guys, but they've been proven at a uni level and they've scored a lot of goals. You know, obviously, I think there's a connection there with Malcolm Cameron. He knows these guys from uni and the scouts he knows. So, what new guys, I suppose, what I'm trying to say, are you interested? What are you looking forward to seeing playing?
Well, for me, again, I'd definitely go down with Tote as well. I think Tote and Jones as a pairing would be absolutely phenomenal in defence. So I'm quite interested to see if that's the route Cameron goes with the defence line there. You know, two D-men that are fantastic defenders from what I've seen of Tote online and obviously what we've seen of Jones, but both D-men that can also score phenomenal goals as well. You know, so I reckon those would be a defence to reckon with for other teams. Definitely, I'm really interested in this team and how it's building up. You know, each time I've seen a video, I'm like, what's going on next sort of thing, you know, like near enough glued to my phone as soon as I see the hour countdown.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot said probably about Malcolm Cameron last season. And obviously now we've said he's got a blank sheet of paper. You know, he's basically coming in. He's talking about January. He was actually looking at contacts. He had over 100 contacts. He was talking to. And just take a question here from Dougie. I'll give you this question, Lewis. So it's Dougie at Dougie1737. He said, with some of our stalwarts moving on, Hayward, etc., the way it's happened, does it represent the club moving forward and trying to push for a winning mentality under Cameron rather than the nice club persona the Clan had in recent years? So what's your thoughts? You think we were too nice in the past? You think this is maybe Malcolm Cameron says, right, get rid of some of these guys who are fans' favourites. I don't really care if I upset a few people, but it's my team and this is what I'm going to do. So what's your thoughts around that?
Absolutely love that question because it's spot on, to be honest. I feel like Malcolm Cameron's done a fantastic job of doing that so far. I feel like in terms of fans, we've massively lowered our expectations as to what we expect out of the club. You know what I mean? We should be expecting top four minimum every season, in my opinion, just in terms of the size of the club, the support, the budget. And I think we have lowered that just for whatever reason. So I like that Malcolm Cameron's came in. He's no scared to make the decisions that he wants to make and to improve the club and to actually win some silverware. You know, I mean, it's something the club have needed for forever, to be honest.
Yeah. And do you agree, Craig? Do you think in terms of the size of the club, we should be doing better than what we are? I mean, fair enough, you could argue before about budget. You know, maybe the budget wasn't there. But we've shown in the past we can punch above our weight. But I agree with Lewis in regards to the fan base we have in Glasgow. There's massive potential. And I think that frustrates me over the years is we've never really realised that potential. But now maybe it's the time with Malcolm Cameron coming in. So do you like that? Do you too like that sort of attitude that, you know, we need to really push on for silverware?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's like I've said a couple of times, there's no reason why we shouldn't be competing in the playoff final weekend every year. Incredibly unlucky last season with obviously what happened, but it just wasn't to be. But it could have been handled better. Obviously, how the whole Hayward saga came about, it definitely could have been handled better. But on the other edge of the coin, I'm like, well, end of the day, Cameron's the manager. He should be allowed to pick his team and play his team and not be forced to play someone just because they've been at the team for so long since inception, effectively. You know, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Matt Hayward, but you've got to give the manager the chance to actually manage the team in the way he sees fit. You know, so we'll put the faith in him to actually recruit him for that position. So we've got to have the faith he's going to live up to his word and take us where we want to be.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the buck stops with Malcolm Cameron, and if his team doesn't perform, especially probably if you're a general manager and you're saying, like, giving you the budget, I've given you an increased budget, I've given you the time to recruit, and you've not delivered, it'll be his neck that will roll. So I do agree it's probably, there's going to be some difficult decisions in there, but I think at the end of the day, you've got to look after your own job and use your experience, that he has. He's obviously recruiting guys like Driscoll, Hayden, guys from uni that he knows, some experienced guys that he knows will deliver. He's gone and got Stephen Dixon in, which, again, is a stellar signing, in my opinion. So I like what I see. And even guys like Matthew Waugh, I was probably one beginning of last season that thought, he's had injury problems, can he do it? And I was so wrong because he delivered. Yeah, Matthew Waugh retired in 2018. 97 appearances with the Clan, 52 goals and 41 assists for 93 points. And again, outstanding performance last season when a lot of people, including myself, thought, can this guy play every night and deliver? And he has delivered. So and also a winner. And I like, when I look at some of the interviews coming in, what I like to hear is the word of, unfinished business, challenge for silverware. That's coming from guys like Mitch Jones, from guys like Matthew Waugh. I think these guys will be important to have. That hurt from last season that we all felt we didn't really feel that we got to where we deserved to be in the end. And after that, we can push on in this season as well. Going to move on now to another question. Probably coming back to Malcolm Cameron. I'll give you this one to you, Craig, first. It's from Mark Forsyth, Forsyth7, and he said, getting business done early is new for us, and it seems as if we're getting the targets we want and not left like previous seasons. With these moved expectations rise when the full team are ready by day one, there's no excuses able to be used this year. So what Mark's alluding to there is what we probably talked about there. Business has been done earlier. There's really no excuses in terms of delivering. And as I said, the buck will probably stop with Malcolm Cameron, but something I take you enjoyed seeing, that we're getting deals done and we're announcing these players pretty early.
Definitely, because especially with last season, with it starting so late, and a lot of doubt around the team even having a team, it felt like we were sort of scraping the barrel a little bit. I mean, we did get some really big names there in the end, but at the same time, you're like, are we going to be able to get a team that's going to compete to be top of the league sort of thing, but just looking at how the team performed last year under Cameron with such a little time to actually prepare, I think with a full length time to prepare to actually get the recruitment he wants to get in, then I think this team's going to go very far, especially when you see the likes of like Dixon, Dunbar, that sort of thing as well. So we've definitely got the calibre of players there. So hopefully it marries together on ice, and we've both got some good pairings.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. So I think we all agree that the recruitment has been pretty solid so far. Looking forward to seeing the rest of. I just want to move now on to, we short discussion about fixtures, and the fixtures have now been announced. Lewis, noticed obviously a lot of Friday night games, especially, really not so many Sunday games. Is that something you like to see?
Absolutely. I think in terms of the scheduling this year, I think is worked massively in Clan's favour. Yeah, I think we've managed to negotiate a few great fixtures in terms of travel for the team and spacing out the games. I think it's going to work really well going forward. There's not a lot of double travelling between Belfast and even further away games like Cardiff and Guildford. And we seem to be playing a lot of sort of home games first and then away games and then a break. It's looking good.
Yeah, there's been obviously a bit of planning in there. I know, what's your thoughts in terms of Lewis? And, there's obviously a lot of Sunday games before. And I felt, last season, one of my sort of disappointments was our home form wasn't great. And I don't know if you agree with me, that Friday night games, people are probably up for them more so than a Sunday game. I think that could give us an edge in terms of atmosphere and may help in terms of our winning mentality. I mean, what's your thoughts? Is it something you think we should be using more to our advantage, our home advantage?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, with regards to the Friday games rather than the Sunday games, chances are if you're playing on a Sunday, you've played away on a Saturday, so you've got to travel back up the road, not much sleep, and then to play sort of 4 p.m. on a Sunday, you're going to be knackered. So not having that very often this season, I think it's maybe 3 or 4 home games on a Sunday, even if that. that's going to work massively in our favour.
No, I agree. Craig, what's your thoughts? There's not very many double headers, so I think from a fan's point of view, there was a bit of disappointment around that. But we come back to Malcolm Cameron mentality, and if I'm Malcolm Cameron, I'm saying that I want to win, and I want to give myself every chance of winning. I want to plan the schedule for the team rather than the fans. Do you think that's maybe the attitude that's been taken there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was definitely one of the fans that was a little bit disheartened by the lack of double-header away trips. One double-header away trip I've wanted since day one effectively has been a Belfast one, so that we can actually go and see a bit of the city as well, while obviously going over to enjoy the hockey, and taking a little bit of the culture as well, so hopefully that will come in the future. But overall, I do agree with what I was saying as well, especially in regards to like the Sunday games, because you just got to look at the Cardiff Guildford double header, and then we came back up the road and we played Nottingham the next day on the Sunday. I mean, I was absolutely knackered and I wasn't even playing, so I can just imagine how the guys were feeling.
Yeah, I mean, we like to see these games, we like to do these trips, but I think obviously Malcolm Cameron's looked at it from his own point of view as how do we get the best out of the team. And I think that's probably why we've seen the schedule that we have. And not really many midweek games either. Got another question here from Hi, my name is Amy. Question from Hi, my name is Amy. Basically, I'll put this one to you, Lewis. It'd be great to see more Brits, Scots especially in the team, given that we're a Scottish team. We have so much homegrown talent, which isn't given a spotlight in elite hockey. As an SNL fan, there's plenty of players good enough for the IHL. We just aren't given the chance. I mean, to be fair, that we do have a few Scots in there. We've got Cowney, Boeza, Ferguson, Stenton. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think that's fair in terms of, the clan, in terms of the ratio of Scottish players?
Mostly this season, yeah, absolutely. I think it stems from a higher level than us. I think Clan as a club, as well as other Scottish clubs, could possibly be doing more to promote ice hockey as a sport and lobby the government to fund it better, you know what I mean? And then you'll start to see more and more Scottish players push through. But absolutely, even at the SNL level, there is talent there, and you've seen talent come up like Stenton. I think he's fantastic. I think he'll be a top Brit D-man in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And we'll be lucky to keep on with that for that length of time. I think signing him up to a 2-year deal is a fantastic bit of business.
Yeah, I totally agree. I look forward to seeing what Liam Stenton does in this season coming forward. So, talked about the recruitment. We're all pretty happy with that. Looking to see who Cameron adds to complete the roster. Got one other question for you. The fixture at New Year is no longer Fife. It's now Dundee. Why is that? Because Dundee is now viewed, Lewis, as our biggest rival, do you think?
If it is, then it's very wrong. You know what I mean? Fife's always been the derby. In my opinion, the Clan and Fife are the two biggest Scottish teams, you know what I mean? It's always been that way. Historically, it was Dundee previously, as far as I'm aware, thinking back to 2012-13. But, I mean, they should have kept it to the derby, Clan and Fife, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Craig, your views on that?
Yeah, I thought it was a bit bizarre myself when I've seen the announcement about it being Dundee. I was thinking myself, have they maybe mistyped Fife, So, obviously, we'll take any game we can get. I'm happy to play any team any day, sort of thing. As long as I'm getting to watch my team playing, that's all that matters.
Right, definitely. Just about to wrap up. So, just maybe give me the player so far, Lewis, that you're most excited to see that's been signed today.
Probably McParland. I mean, from what I've seen, I've got in and out of the ECHL off all of that affair, but I think he's a fantastic talent. Even just looking at the stats side of things, I think it looks brilliant, to be honest. I mean, even being bold enough to take Dyson for a fight, you know what I mean? I think it was a few years ago he fought Dyson Stevenson. So, I mean, to have that sort of heart on your team, the guy who's willing to go up against Dyson Stevenson, it's a good guy to have on the team.
Definitely. The same question to yourself, Craig. Who, if you had one player to pick that's been signed so far, you're excited to see your return? What's your thoughts?
So, when I first found out Jones had re-signed, I was actually in the shops at the time, and I seen it pop up on my social media, and straight away I started singing "Oh, Mitch Jones, baby." I think I gave the women in the shop a heart attack, to be fair. So that was the one that got me the most excited so far to date, especially when it confirmed that he'd re-signed. But I would definitely say I'm excited to see Dixon as well.
Yeah, Dixon looks a good one. Also, I mean, I would probably take one of the younger boys in Hayden. I think, you know, when I looked at the roster last season, I was excited about Goffey, and I thought this guy looks like he could be a really good scorer. Started a bit slow, but was excellent towards the end of the season. And I think Gary Hayden could be a dark horse that's given the opportunity that could score a lot of goals in this league. But as I say, time will tell. But it's good that we've all got different players, because that really shows that there's good signings coming in right across the roster. So exciting times, I think, to be a Clan fan. Obviously looking forward to getting back to business and getting to see hopefully some pre-season friendlies before we start back in September. So that's really it for tonight, guys. I really appreciate you joining me tonight. Hopefully catch up again with you maybe near the beginning of the season for another chat, if that's okay.
Perfect, sounds good.
Good by me.
Okay, guys, thanks very much.
Cheers, Kelly.
Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Clan Live Fan TV. My name is Callie York. Hopefully catch up with you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.